Okay, comments, more comments. Tell me what you think about what you just seen, right? Yeah, just psychoanalyzing pure evil, basically. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's see what the comments had to say about it. C.O.S-Play, cosplay pod, let's do it.
Now the truth is I've digressed from all the feelings, so it's forever though. But my mama's son is missing. Ain't no telling, do they love or did they kill him? The dominoes have fallen, we can't go back to beginning. This existential crisis, the reason I cannot keep competing and keep on living. So it's back against the world. Seeing all your value once you dealt with.
I'm not mute, right? Hopefully I'm not mute. Not mute. Am I mute? Am I not mute? Let me check that out. Okay, yeah, we good. Thank goodness we good. So yeah, analyzing, you know, we're just analyzing the psychological state of this David guy, right? I know, some people, hopefully some people are aware of this guy, not everybody, right? But if you are aware of him, I'm glad now, you know, that the sort of consequence that is deserved, you know what I'm saying, is befalling him. And right now it's still just the exposure of what he did. Well, there's no confirmation that he really did do it, and investigations are still underway. But yeah, bro, oh my god, dog, like this is really disturbing, you know what I'm saying? And it's to a point where hopefully, you know, YouTube doesn't take my video down. Like I've seen like reactors talking about YouTube takes their video down, having reacted to an original video, you know what I'm saying, of which is the reason their video is taken down, but that original video is still up and never gets stricken, you know what I'm saying? So I want to be extra careful when it comes to that's why I maybe might change my approach. Instead of not pre-watching things, I might just go ahead and pre-watch things so that I see what you know, what it has for us, you know what I'm saying, and whether it's safe for us to go ahead and react to it and things like that. So yeah, with that being said, man, we've just made it to the comment section of this whole little thing. Someone said, I watch core videos. Oh, that's the quotation. I watch core videos to desensitize myself from feeling empathy. Bro was literally psychomaxing. Yeah, psychomaxing, psychopath maxing. Psychopath maxing. Yeah, I think psychopath maxing sounds, you know, fitting enough. So bizarre that his parents isolated him yet gave him full reign on the internet with no apparent supervision. Yeah, man, this kind of thing it only, you know, it should make it clear for a lot of people the fact that yo bro, you may want the best for your kids, right? A lot of people want the best for their kids, and so they might do all these things like, yo, okay, number one, we homeschooling the kid, right? We're homeschooling the kid. We don't want them to be out there in the midst of all the degeneracy in the world and things like that. Okay, cool, number one. Number two, okay, you know, they're not supposed to have any friends, man. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that friendship things. You're not having any friends. You're not dating nobody. I see you trying to, you know, talk to somebody in some sort of like romantic interest. We're not doing that game. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to the mall. You're not playing sports. You're not doing nothing. So that whole isolation, you know what I'm saying, obviously is gonna, okay, we've seen how it developed into somebody like David, bro. And we see those kind of effects, bro. Absolute degeneracy. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it's like, yo, it literally fucks up the development of the human, bro. It really does, bro. Because this nigga has nothing but his own fantasies to just like have entertaining him, right? And man, this motherfucker was into gore, dog. And your fantasies is nothing but gore in there, dog. How do you think he was gonna end up, dog? How do you think it was gonna end up, gang? You see what I'm saying? And that's the only bubble that he has, because now the internet, what the internet did was just provide a platform for him to express what he's already like trapped in, which is his imagination, which is all the stuff that like he be talking about, right? Like being in all these gory videos to a point where like he's so into that stuff, he ends up like finding it humorous, dog. Y'all ain't heard like one segment there where they were like, yo, he'd actually laugh at gore. He'd laugh, find it funny. Like he wouldn't cringe at it, like he wouldn't like cringe or squint at it or whatever. Man, come on, man. What's scary to me as well is how many teens out there are just like him, or just like exactly what the fuck I was saying. Yo, my boy Jay Wisdom, shout out Jay Wisdom, bro. But you know, I get your POV too, because Jay Wisdom was like, and Jay Wisdom is the content creator. Like that's the channel that we're breaking out. So if you know, if you're interested, like go tap in there if you want to see the video itself. So he was like, yo, Jay Wisdom was like, yo, you know, a whole bunch of people, like it's crazy how, you know, you find a whole lot of children who are being homeschooled, who are isolated, introverts, this, that, and the third, who are anti-social, so to speak, or whatever. This is not verbatim, but you know, he was kind of like, yo, you get a whole bunch of these kids, but they don't do what David did. And my whole thing was like, whoa, it's not about not doing what David did. Maybe David was like the sloppiest out of people who do this thing. Maybe there are a bunch of these kids that do what David is alleged to have done, right? It's just their hiding skills are just that deep. They just, you know what I'm saying, their level of psychopath maxing, you know what I'm saying, is that deep. These motherfuckers probably can do this shit for real. And you know, David's sloppiness saved the rest of the world. David's sloppiness and his clumsiness saved us all from himself, basically saved the rest of the world from himself. That's how I feel about it. So for me, like, I agree with this comment right here, right? It's scary how many teens out there are just like him, having easy access to gore and abuse material. Yeah, and abuse material while their brains are still developing. Exactly, bro. And at the same time, you get these, you know, it's these innocent looking kids, bro. These ones where they look so innocent, look like it couldn't hurt a fly. You know what I'm saying? Like type kids. And they I feel like it gets them the most. Damn, this is a long ass comment. Should I go through it? Fuck. Okay. There we go. Somebody said, I feel like people are missing the point of this video. This is an analysis on what happened in David's life leading up to the murder on a psychological level. I agree. Like that was the POV from the beginning, right? Never once does the narrator say that any of this, his being homeschooled, never once does the narrator say that his being homeschooled, his upbringing in childhood, the restrictions on his life, etc., is a valid reason for what he did, or one that executes what he did. Oh, excuses, damn, what he did, my fault. So he's saying these factors played a part for David specifically. Just because you were homeschooled and isolated as a child and didn't kill someone doesn't mean those same factors won't play out differently for someone else. Yeah, right. Watching the video in its entirety, the narrator did a good job of clarifying that. He never says these are the reasons he did what he did. Oh yes, no, for real. He's saying that these factors played a part for him, for David specifically. Like this also goes to the whole difference of just you know, people can grow up in you know, 2-parent households, you know, they got money, they coddle, they doing this, that, and the third, you know, the kid is not from the streets, the parents did a good job, the parents are studious people themselves, you know what I'm saying, they did a good job from keeping the kid from the streets and this, that, and the third, and the kid still becomes a demon, right? Or the kid still uses those elements to reach their own version of demonry or some shit like that, right? Of which the question is more than just, yo, the question becomes more than just like the sort of resources that were presented to the kid, but it's like how the kid used those resources to fulfill whatever was going on in their heads to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Of which then it's like, yo, what does initiate those kind of fantasies in the first place then? Maybe the frequency, right, at which the kid sees that kind of gore. You know, because we talking about David, someone who's isolated, someone who then, you know, because of the whole homeschooling and isolated from the rest of public, and you know, never played sports out there in public, never went to the mall, this, then the third. It's like to him it ended up being super normal to just be by yourself, and things like that, right? And so as a result of being isolated by yourself in your own room, he's consuming a whole lot of these things where his old folks may not be aware that he's consuming the wrong things, being amused by them, right? As I said, bro, like he literally got to a point of just giggling and not cringing at gore, bro, literally welcoming it into his own energy field, like, yo, this is something normal, right? That may be one part where it's like, yo, you may be from a good upbringing, but you know what I'm saying, still, you know, make reality play out like this for you. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, nah, I feel you though. Nah, I feel this though. Fuck it. Yeah. Thought fatigue. I just got hit by thought fatigue. Someone said while she was still a child, bro was never not a child. Bro, she was never not a child while she was still a child. Okay, yeah, she was the child. Yeah. So she died at 13, right? What's crazy is that he so badly resented having a childhood in isolation, and now that's how he'll be living the rest of his life. But things are not confirmed, right? Is this confirmed or not? Because now I'm confused. It was self-inflicted though. He got pulled out of school because he did something that almost got him arrested. He even has a song hinting at it, apparently. For this reason, I hope he didn't get the death penalty. The death penalty is an easy way out. Letting him live in isolation is poetic justice. Okay, somebody said, would justice not be getting him the same outcome he gave Celeste? But there's no learning in that kind of outcome. Like killing him, oh shit, deleting him for deleting Celeste, you know what I'm saying? It would be a easy cop out, because it's like, you know, you have to be alive for you to learn and feel the full impact of your consequences. You gotta be, you know, for something like this, maybe torture things, right? Torture chambers and all that kind of thing. But even that may desensitize the brain like his, bro, because you gotta understand, it's already a psychopath. He already, like, somebody like that already a psychopath, so things like pain, they desensitize from it. Things like, you know what I'm saying? So you might do the thing, maybe like torture them or put them in like the most intense levels of solitary confinement, but they might just fuck around and make that a utopian thing. They might like that shit. Like, it's really tricky dealing with like psychopaths, bro. Like, I would imagine that, bro, like the trickiness in that shit, right? Somebody said his parents taking him out of public school and giving him unbridled access to the internet is crazy. Let me ask this question, bro. Ugh, fuck it, let me not ask it. Let me not ask that motherfucker. Okay, what's the next one?